Hey, what's going on? SIG Sauer P226 review. I need to do this review for a while. I want to make sure I got enough rounds to it, get the safety sides out of the way, make y'all feel better. Wouldn't want to upset y'all. Alright, first reason why I decided to go end up buying this. My local gun shop had a 226 been sitting on its shelf for like several months. It had a lot of carry wear. It was just generally just beat up looking. So I kind of just never bothered looking at it, and I was in there just messing around, looking at a couple other guns, and so I was like, let me look at that 226. You know, I had my P220, which I enjoy, so I was like, I'll look at that 226. Even though I have my Beretta 92FS, I really wasn't in the market for another double single action 9mm, and it was an older one like this, and I really liked the way it handled. I also liked the trigger on it as well. But I passed on the one at the gun shop. Of course, it was just so beat up, and if I ended up not liking it, I have a hard time getting my money back out because it had so much wear on it. And I was browsing Gunbroker, and I came across one in satin nickel, and I hesitated on buying it, and the bidding run out. Then ended up getting relisted. Then I finally made up my mind to buy it, but ended up getting outbid on it. And I'll insert a pic to show you. I think this is the one I was wanting to buy. And so then, like for a day or two there, I was really depressed because I'd sit there and procrastinate on bidding on it and end up losing it. And I came across this one here, and I almost didn't even click on the listing because it was listed as, let's see, you can see here, new, never been shot. And I wanted an older one with the stamp slide and all that good stuff. I thought, well, maybe this was a newer one. And of course it ended up being just what I was looking for. Even then I almost hesitated because the seller did not have any feedback. And so I was like, I just know it, I'm going to send my money and I'm going to get screwed on this deal. But after I hit the buy it now on it, he called me like 30 minutes later and we worked everything out. He shipped my FFL and all that good stuff in. The price of it, I couldn't believe it either. You can see there, $5.25, and I think it was like $25 shipping. So $5.50, and then plus for the FFL fees, you're looking at under $600 out the door. So for a brand new unfired SIG, and I even asked him about why he never shot it. And he'd bought this pistol and a Glock at the same time. I think he said he shot the Glocks, and he had it listed at the same time as well. And he shot the Glock, but he didn't bother shooting this one. And then he got married and he put them in the safe. He just wasn't into handguns. He was mainly into hunting rifles and stuff like that. So kind of worked out. I think if he would have shot this SIG, he probably would have shot it a lot more, because I like it much better over shooting a Glock. That's just me. But anyway, so, and as I said before, this is an older one. This has the stamp slide alloy frame. I think the date code is let's see, KE, which puts it at 94. So it does have the 10-round magazine. It came with this one, and I think a no-name 15-round, which I couldn't even get loaded. But the standard capacity is 15 rounds. But you can also get, let me get this box out of the way. You can also get these Mechgar 18-rounders, which are flush fit, which are really nice. I had good luck with them, and in my M9 or Brad 92FS. They also make a +2 extended, which is the 18-rounder with a +2 base plate. Then you got these old school style extended 20-rounders as well that stick out quite a bit, you know, right here. But yeah, and as far as the features, I mean, this is a double single action, whereas you got they just do it this direction. You got a heavy pull, first pull, and then a nice good single action. And of course, if you're in single action, then you have your Decocker here. And this is your slide release, which kind of gets me sometimes, particularly if I'm shooting other types of pistols where it's more standard to have the slide release right along here, you know, instead of this. And this is just a decocker only. It doesn't have any kind of sort of safety on it, but as you can see, when it decocks, it doesn't really hit it's a very slow drop, and the hammer is never against the firing pin or anything like that. And this also did come with night sights. Even though they're almost 20 years old, they still glow. The standard style of that arrow would have been like this post-dot style, like on this P220 here. I need to take this out and get more rounds through it. But now I think this is a K-coat finish because it has a very satin look to it, and it matches on the upper and lower. Versus some of the other ones I've seen that have kind of it's an anodized lower with a parkerized upper. I'll insert a pic to show you. If any of y'all know about SIGs in that area, let me know if it's a K-coat or not, because the box doesn't say anything. And it has a real good fit and finish, but it does have some tooling marks in a few places. I'm going to show you. Get up in here. Flip this camera around. Like, I don't know, you can see them little circular motions right there. Right up along there. Yeah, you can see it good right there. And also, right here where it's almost like there's scratches. Or they just didn't clean it up good enough. I mean, my SIG 220 is not like that, but it's been refinished, so they might have done a little bit of cleanup. But this is kind of, I don't know if this is just particular with just mine. I mean, some people would just, you know, have a cow about that, but it doesn't really bother me that much. But yeah. And now, as far as accuracy goes, this is probably my one of my best shooting 9mm pistols. I'm going to insert a clip of me shooting a target at about 10 or 15 yards. And I should point out how this is me shooting after I just shot 2 or 3 different types of pistols, like my H&K, and so the trigger systems are different. So it's not me just warmed up, so my accuracy is not the best, but just give you an idea. You ain't gonna focus, are you? Well. And the round count on this currently is around 500 to 550. Now I've yet to have a single failure on it. The only time I've seen it fail because of user error, generally if I'm taking a new shooter out, someone who's not really that experienced with firearms, I try to let them handle the guns themselves. That way they can kind of get used to it, like chambering their gun and stuff like that. And oftentimes they want to ride the slide forward versus pulling it back and releasing it, so it'll cause a jam up. That was the only time I've ever seen it jam up. And let's see. First, now I also talked about the trigger before. Let me show you about the trigger. Now the double action is too heavy for this. This only goes up to like 12 pounds, but average. Get started. Let's see here. See that? Go 2 more times. See that? Under 4 pounds. That one just broke just a little bit over. That gives you an idea of how good the trigger is on it. I mean, like I think like my Beretta, it breaks at around 5.5. So I'm generally most accurate with out of my 9mm with this. And those that are actually interested in the weight, let's see, come on, start up here. Let's see, unloaded. See, just under 2 pounds, 1 pound, 15 ounces. Then loaded with 18. That is 18 rounds, not 15. That's 2 pounds, 7 ounces, so 2.5. So not too bad on the weight. I mean, generally this is an older one, so the newer one's going to be a little bit heavier because of the milled slide and all that. Now there's a guy on here on YouTube named, I think it's Sinbad 3 9mm, and he used to work for SIG, and he mentioned one of the reasons why they went with the milled slide or the stainless slide and the heavier frame was because of higher pressure rounds. I think maybe it had a lot to do with the 40 Smith & Wesson. That's just me. Because like the Browning high power had to go from a forged frame to cast. The Beretta had to go with this slanted dust cover here because they were cracking. Then you had Glock. They were messing up their back frame rails. So it's just when you got a pistol that's designed to shoot 9mm, then try to shoot 40, you run into problems. So that's just my theory on it. And one thing I've always found interesting is in the XM9 pistol trials was pretty much the SIG against the Beretta in terms of the winners there. They both met the requirements as far as accuracy, reliability, and all that stuff. The only reason why the Beretta won was because of cost. And I also think, supposedly I think they underbid them by like $1 or something like that. And also I think the upkeep as far as parts goes was a little more expensive upkeep on the SIG too. So, but who knows? But yeah. But alright, that's just my review on this pistol. It's one of my favorite 9mm here, and I don't really know if I can go over anything else. And now as far as takedown, it's pretty easy. Lock the slide back here, then you have a lever which rotates down, and you just easy slide forward, and then there you go. Then you can just take the recoil spring out and all that good stuff. But that pretty much takes care of everything. I just lock it back, pull the taker up, and it does have these horizontal serrations on the front strap, which do help. But the only thing, I really don't have any other plans to do any kind of upgrades as far as grips go. I like these older style checkered grips and all that good stuff. Now you can still find some of these older ones that have been refurbished and that are like red label SIGs or something like that. Oh shit, Jesus, come on, get back on there. There we are. You can sometimes find the red label SIGs, which are been remanufactured or rebuilt completely. They've got a whole new finish. And a lot of them I've seen lately have, like, West German marks on them, and they are older SIGs. So you can sometimes find them for about $600. So if you're in the market for an older one and can't find one of these, or they're too beat up, you may want to look into that. But alright, anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.